welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Guys, I am a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from a police perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon and Ed Wallace when he's available when we go live or upload another video. Today, we're going to talk about the Naomi Irion case out of Reno, Nevada, outside of Reno, Nevada. She went missing March 12th of 2022, and most of us have been following this case pretty closely, but some of us might not know about it. Her mom, and I believe her father, lives outside the country in South Africa. We have so many South African live viewers and subscribers. I've been watching this case closely. I've just been holding off on going live. I want to say thank you to Jolene Smith for putting me onto this case, as she always does, puts me onto all of the active cases that are going on. Ed and I have been following it closely, and we're going to get into it in a few minutes. Before we go into this case, today is going to be just a preview for a forensic show that we're going to do tomorrow night. It's going to be a forensic deep dive into the recovery of her vehicle and the perpetrator's vehicle. He's in custody right now. We're going to get into it. But before we do, I want to say thank you to you, the subscribers, the folks who hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell and leave comments, like, and interact with us. I want to say thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all of the folks who positively engage in all of these live streams. You guys are an intricate part of this community, and I thank you. I thank you all. Okay, so let's get into just a little bit. I'm not going to go over all of the details of this case because we are going to specialize. As you guys know, Ed Wallace is a crime scene unit retired first grade detective. And what the first grade detective means is he is the highest qualified in teaching recovery of DNA and evidence in crime scenes just like this. If there's an abduction, a kidnapping, a murder, rape, or any type of crime where you need to collect DNA and forensics, Ed Wallace is the guy. So that's what the show is going to be about tomorrow night. The potential for what they're going to, what they are going to be looking at inside the vehicle, the surrounding area in that Walmart parking lot. Did this suspect spit on the ground? Did he blow his nose? Is there any type of evidence that's left behind? Was he a smoker? Did he smoke and put something on the ground before he was into the camera? A lot of different areas we're going to deep dive into. And if you're interested in that, let me know by placing a 1 in the chat. For all those of you who are here and regular subscribers, I know most of you are going to be interested in it. But if you're new and you're just coming on to this live stream, let me know if you're interested in hearing about the forensics and what that element of this investigation would entail. But before we go, I'm going to talk to you and show you some coverage from Wednesday of this week. I'll show you Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday when they made the arrest of the perpetrator in this crime, Troy Driver, 41, from Fallon, Nevada. He's charged with, right now, kidnapping. It's been alleged that he has an extensive criminal past going back to when he was 17 years old. I've yet to be able to verify that, so I'm not going to talk about his criminal past because that's going to come out in the future. But let's work on setting up this situation. And here's just a little bit of coverage from, again, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday was the breaking news day that they made the arrest. So I want to set it up for some of you folks who do not know about this case, and that maybe it might be a little confusing to y'all. So I just did a little Southern thing. I said y'all. So let's show a little bit of footage. This is just a couple of minutes. I'm going to share it real quick with you guys. This will give you a basis on the background of everything that happened in this case. So let's get it going. I know I'm technologically challenged sometimes, but this time I think I got it.
An 18-year-old vanished from a Walmart parking lot.
This is from Wednesday, folks.
In Nevada, around Reno. More than a week ago, though, Naomi Irion was there around 5 in the morning. She went there to catch a shuttle that takes her to work near Reno. Investigators released this new video of a man who's walking around in the parking lot at that time. Come and look. And police say he was then seen driving her car out of the parking lot. Now, these surveillance photos were taken just before Naomi disappeared. Now, her car was found days later, abandoned near that same Walmart. I want to welcome Naomi's older sister, Tamara Cartwright, with more on this search. Tamara, how are you holding up? You must be sick with worry.
Yeah, every minute without my sister is a minute full of unspeakable pain.
You have seen this video, I would imagine, that we just showed the audience. What did you think or notice when you saw this new video of a man who was walking the parking lot? Anything about his behavior that you noticed?
There are a few things that I noticed. When he's up in the upper right-hand corner and the car comes by, it seems like he goes to hide behind another car, which is very suspicious. And that's near the beginning of the surveillance footage. I also noticed that near the end, even though my sister's car is cropped out, my family knows exactly where her car is on this footage. And near the very end, he walks more towards the camera, towards the bushes. Then he turns and he squares up his shoulders and plants his feet looking directly at my sister's car, like he's a predator looking.
Yeah, I got to say, I agree with her sister on this one. Is he definitely, obviously stalked her. I wouldn't be surprised if he perhaps followed her for a day before this. This is all part of the investigation. The Lyons County Sheriff, along with the FBI, they're going to look at every single ounce of his online footprint, where he went. His vehicle is a late model Chevy Silverado, which they have in custody. It has the onboard computer diagnostics where you can tell where this vehicle has traveled. We will come to find out in the future, probably not anytime soon, every step of that vehicle's path, every place that vehicle traveled on the days leading up to and the day of and the days that followed. Again, she went missing on the 12th, and then on the 25th, which was Friday, they arrested this guy. So he was able to move around quite a bit before they recovered the vehicle, and everything is going to be looked at. And that's a good part. There's some good things about this disappearance and investigation, and there's some bad. We'll get into that tomorrow night.
At his prey, and it's just one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Did your sister ever express fear about going off to work so early in the morning and waiting for a shuttle in a parking lot, or no?
She never seemed afraid about that at all.
When's the last time you spoke with her?
I talked with my.
All right, let me just put this on the screen. Alicia B says, "Dang, your gut reaction that Naomi was targeted at DutyRon." Absolutely. That is my gut reaction. And I feel that this wasn't just a chance thing that he just stumbled across her due to many different factors, which I won't get into tonight, but we may get into that tomorrow. I won't get into that today, rather. For me, it's daytime. It might be night for some of y'all. But yes, this just the way it all went down does not feel in my investigative bloodstream to be just a chance he just stumbled across this young woman. I have a feeling that he perhaps had some online viewing. Don't forget, when you go on Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all of the social medias, you as a male and a female become a target. Not because you want to be a target, but when you put yourself out there on any social media, that means posting pictures, posting videos, posting photos, posting your daily routine. You are now out there for all of the predators who are either mentally ill, sexually deviant, things of that nature. You now are, and this is a fact. This is part. Let me put myself back on the screen so you guys can see me. This is a part of the dangers of social media. And I'm not saying in this case that's 100% of what happened here. But I will say this, we all know as adults that when we do this, and I do it myself, I'm on YouTube. But, again, I am aware of my surroundings. I lock my vehicle when I get into it. If I'm at a location, and I'm going to, put my head in the phone and start looking at social media posts. From my training in the police department, I'll look at my phone, but I'll always look up. I'll always look around. It's like my wife, when she sees me with the phone, she's like, you're almost like a machine. You never stay down and buried in it. Go back to it. And this is when I'm in my car. And when I'm doing my videos, for those of you who watch me regularly and you see me in my videos with my car stuff, if you look at my lunchtime videos that I do, I'm never just completely staring straight at the phone. I'm down, I'm here, I'm looking here. And if you go back and look at some of my car videos during the week where I give you guys some updates, I'm always looking around. And I don't do it because I'm paranoid. I do it because I know that someone could come up on me, and I'm always looking around my surroundings. You got to use your peripheral vision. And listen, we're not Monday morning quarterbacking what happened here, but it said that she was on Snapchat and she was active on social media. It looks like I wrote down some of the timelines that she parked at 5:09 at the Walmart. I get this is probably part of her routine to get the shuttle to Panasonic to go to work. And then at 5:09 to 5:23, she's on social media, and they mentioned Snapchat. But she could have been on YouTube. She could have been on Facebook. She could have been looking at Instagram. All of that will come out. Ryan, Investigative Group, good to see you. But again, you have to have that peripheral vision. You can never bury yourself into that phone. And these phones, social media and tech that we have, the tech that we have available to us was not available 30 years ago, wasn't available, to the public. So now you have a bunch of people who bury themselves in their phones. And if you look at before the COVID pandemic hit in Manhattan, people used to be bumping into each other because they're not paying attention. They're just walking and they're buried in their phone and they're walking into people. So, yeah, it's just crazy. Antonia Ludwig says, "Hi, DutyRon. Found a live chat on Sunday afternoon in South Africa. Always miss the live chats. Love your show. Thank you." And this case brings us to South Africa because Naomi's mom flew in from South Africa, and I believe her father is part of the diplomatic process somewhere. Either within South Africa or he's some type of diplomat. I haven't really dove into that part yet. It's not that relevant in this case, but again, you can never just put your head down. You need to, and especially in this day and age, folks, I can't overemphasize the importance of situational awareness. You need to know, even if you're in a parking lot going to food shopping, you can never bury yourself in your phone. Don't get into that. Your head's got to be on a swivel. There you go. Lieutenant Pranzo said it well. All right, let's let the rest of this continue. Let's play the rest of this, and we'll be done.
Sister on the Thursday before she disappeared over Snapchat.
So she says,
and
it
she
right
was
there.
active on social media even that morning. Police said that at 5:23 she was active on social media, and that the surveillance video shows at 5:24 the car apparently being approached. Tell me a little bit about your sister, what she means to you, what she's like, and why people will want to be helping out, try to find her.
My sister is probably one of the best people that I've ever known. She's really fun. She loves other people, and one of her favorite things to do is just to hang out, but also once she finds someone that's in trouble, she'll stand up for them. So what I need everybody to do is stand up for my sister.
Yes. Is with each day that goes by, how does your concern change?
The days aren't as hard as the nights. Every day I wake up hoping we'll find my sister, but every night I go to bed thinking that it's another night that she's in terrible pain.
Are you pleased with the way that authorities have been doing the investigation and trying to find the answers about what has happened to your sister?
Yes, I know local law enforcement and the FBI are doing everything they can to find my sister. We can reach them 24/7. I texted one of the detectives at 3 a.m. the other day, and he texted me back. So I'm 100%.
So there's a perfect example of a family working together with law enforcement, and that's great. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office in Nevada has been working diligently on this case, and they made an arrest already. They have this potential. This is the subject. This guy is the perpetrator in this case. We're hoping that he didn't invoke his Fifth Amendment. Again, the locking of the doors. I see that in the chat. We don't know if she did lock the door and he came up to the door and displayed a firearm and made her open it, or she left the door open and he was able to gain access. We will. It's going to be difficult at best to find out because we don't have her here to tell us. So right now the concentration is on finding her and bringing either her remains home or her back home alive. The family is holding on to hope, and I get that. But as a law enforcement professional, I'm a realist, and I understand. You're talking about since March 12th. We look at the days that have passed by and the history behind this perpetrator, this evil monster. I have to, if I'm a betting man, I have to say he invoked his amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and pled, wanted an attorney, but we don't know that yet. So all of this stuff will come out as this investigation unfolds. And right now it's just, all of us speculating. I don't like to do that, but I do like to say that we need to learn from this case and teach situational awareness, always locking your doors. And, if in fact this case, we come to find out that the door was unlocked, it makes it just so much easier for a predator to commit his crime, and him being able to drive off with her in the vehicle. Again, you don't wish this on your worst enemy, and it's a situation that, is very, very unfortunate. I'm going to fast forward here quickly because we're going to get into the forensic side of this. And Ed Wallace, who is a crime scene unit investigator, he's an expert at DNA, recovery of blood, saliva, trace evidence, transfer evidence. There's going to be a lot of conversation about trace, transfer, saliva, things of that nature. If someone's screaming, if you look, when I talk here in my video and I do my videos in my car, I always have to clean off my steering wheel and I clean my microphone, I clean my screens, because as I'm talking, I am spraying out small particles of saliva from inside my mouth. We all do it, okay? That is what investigators, when they talk about a forensic sweep of the vehicle, of both of these vehicles, they're going to be looking. They've already gone to the family and probably requested hairbrush, toothbrush, things of that nature, and that's what we'll get into here in a little bit. Well, let me show you a piece from Good Morning America. This is from yesterday morning, so it's from Saturday here in America. This is just a short little piece. This is a day right after the perpetrator and truck and all of the evidence is, taken into custody. We're going to just show you quick. I'll put it back to the beginning and put the sound on for you guys.
An arrest in the case to a breaking story overnight, an arrest in the case of a woman who went missing from a parking lot in Nevada. Phil Lipoff is here now with more. Phil, good morning.
Good morning, Gio. It's been too agonizing.
Let me know if the video and the sound is okay, just by pressing a 1 in the chat. If the audio and video is good, just let me know. This is just a short 2-minute video, but it covers what we're up to at this point. Just let me know in the chat, folks, please. Thank you.
Weeks for Naomi Irion's family, as you might imagine, waiting for any word on where she might be. Overnight, as you mentioned, that arrest and possibly one step closer to answering that terrifying question. Overnight, a suspect in the alleged kidnapping of 18-year-old Naomi Irion taken into custody after a nearly 2-week nationwide manhunt.
I'm so excited and joyful, yet I'm super terrified because we still don't have her back.
The county sheriff's office identifying the suspect as 41-year-old Troy Driver of Nevada, now being held on charges of kidnapping. Authorities also impounding a pickup truck they say was possibly involved. Emotions running high for the missing teenager's family.
Definitely optimistic. Yeah, definitely. I feel in my heart of hearts that Naomi is alive.
Authorities still searching for Naomi, who was last seen in these images visiting a Walmart in Fairleigh, Nevada on the morning of March 12th, the day she went missing. This surveillance footage capturing a man walking around the store's parking lot. In part of the video not released to the public, a man opens Naomi's driver's side door, stepping into the vehicle. Her mother speaking to our Kaylee Hartung earlier this week about watching that terrifying footage.
I'm just gonna warn you guys, and this is something that I speak about often. You're gonna see this is mom and daughter. Mom is from South Africa. I believe, in what I tell you. I believe that what I tell you is true and clear and good information. The heartbreak and the terror on the mom's face in all of these interviews when she's asked by these reporters, what's your feelings, what's your thoughts? This is true emotion, and this is true terror that we talk about victims and their families and respecting these people and all people that are victims of crime and their families. And I don't just say that to repeat myself at the end of every video. I say it because I mean it. You're going to see her mom just break down, and it's just so sad, because she doesn't know what happened to her daughter. She doesn't know what the fate of her daughter is. It's heartbreaking. So if you suffer from any type of PTSD, or if this gets you upset, maybe tune out and come back in a minute or so.
When you watch the surveillance video,
Footage.
When you watch the surveillance video that you have been allowed to view, how does it make you feel?
Angry. So angry. And horrified. I'm so angry. So angry. Some monster has my baby. We don't know what's happening to her right now, but we have to find her.
Heartbreaking for her family. Right now, as of this morning, there is no word if Driver is cooperating with investigators. The sheriff's department does say there were other cars in that parking lot when Naomi disappeared. They are now looking for any of those drivers to come forward with any information that could help bring.
So there you go. I'm going to link the secret witness line, the hotline down below. Lamar Advertising put up 16 billboards, digital billboards, in a coalition with another business. I don't remember the name. I think it was Sunset something. Some big businesses got together, and I'm sure they paid Lamar to put up 16 digital billboards. It just makes me think about Sincere and Classic, how we had to, as a community, because there was no big companies behind two missing California city boys. But in this case, maybe due to the fact of that it's high profile, she worked for Panasonic, and some larger companies like Walmart are named because it was their parking lot. I would imagine that big corporate has stepped up with their billions of dollars and put that money forward. Whereas with us, for some of these smaller cases, and that's why it's important to talk about. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, Hispanic, any makeup, you still need to speak about them. And I'm proud that we drummed up $15,000+ for Sincere and Classic, our California City Bakersfield boys. But it just made me think as soon as I heard Lamar and I heard that they put up 16 digital billboards and they're active right now in Nevada, I had a struggle each month to get money for Sincere and Classic, and that struggle for me, I would do it anytime, any day, for anyone going forward. That was a no-brainer for me to do that, and we did it together. So again, just another part of this case. and I wrote down some notes that I want to tell you guys. This is some of the things that I believe and that I know are going to be happening in this case as far as evidence and collecting therein. This is some of the things which is investigation 101. And as soon as I get done telling you this, I'm going to go to Vinny Politan from Court TV, and we're going to play a little bit of his stuff. But I wrote down four little sticking notes. The investigation for Naomi, number one and first and foremost, is they're going to look at, this is the FBI, more so the FBI and their forensics teams. They're going to look at her social media posts and interactions and all of Naomi's internet correspondence, every bit of it, going back probably as long as they can go. They'll start maybe 6 months or a year ago, and they'll go forward right to current day. And they're going to look at everybody and anyone that she corresponded with, her daily routine and footage from days past. So they're going to look at the Walmart. They're going to look at that convenience store. This is all the stuff that they've already done. They're going to take camera footage from DOT cameras and all camera activity from her day-to-day in the days past and current, right up to the 12th. And they're going to interview all people who she interacted with, whether they were involved or not. They're going to investigate and interview every single person that even just said hi to Naomi online. And that's how involved this type of digital behind-the-scenes detective work. And when we talk about detectives, something that I did for over 2 decades, no stone is left unturned. We go from A to Z and we cover every ounce of every checklist. And that takes so much time. And that's why sometimes we get frustrated with detectives and the police work that gets done, because we as, I'm not talking about me, but I'm talking about us as a community. For those of you who are not in the law enforcement field and that talk about true crime and that do not know anything about what goes on behind the scenes, like I do, and like Ed knows, and like Sergeant Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff. So the hundreds and thousands of man hours and women hours that are put into looking at everything. And these are just 4 quick sticking points. And listen, I went live talking about this. I went live. I created the show in 15 minutes. And this is what I came up with, my own investigative checklist. And I have a second page. You guys know that I use a cheat sheet here, right? So I have 2 pages of notes on this case. And I quickly jotted down things that I would, that I know goes on behind the scenes in these cases. So there's a lot more to it that we can't talk about here. And Sergeant Friday, thanks for back in the blue. Thank you, Miss Kelly. We appreciate you. I appreciate you as well. So let me just highlight some of this chat. And thank you, Ron Daniels, for that kind message. And thank you for being a channel member. If you guys are not yet subscribed, and if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please consider hitting the thumbs up on this video. Let's send the algorithm out there. Let's share this video so Naomi's name is out there in the public. Hi, Nikki Bella. Good to see you. Dawn Marie. Thank you, Peggy, for joining. Alicia, I greatly appreciate it. Alicia's always reading books. She's definitely somebody who likes to stay educated and up to date. Janine Goodwin, great to see you. Ryan Investigative. Joey Brooklyn is here. Nikki, thank you for back in the blue. Thank you, Janine Goodwin, for always supporting. Karen, great to see you. Yeah, we wonder whose car he actually drove her in and how far. They said that there was evidence of a crime in her car, but maybe that meant that that's her being abducted. Karen, tomorrow night's show with Ed Wallace, we're going to go over what they mean by there is evidence in the car that a crime was committed. And it's going to be a broad spectrum because we don't know what they had in that car. But Ed Wallace and I are going to break down the potentials for what could have potentially been in that car. So thank you for being new here. Lisa Williams says hi. I am new here. Gerda is from South Africa, and she says, this feels so close to home at DutyRon. And for my South African subscribers and friends, my heart goes out to you and to the entire Irion family and everybody who is following this in South Africa. Prayers, strength, and positive vibes go out to everybody. Hello, I Loves Labs. Good to see you. So a lot of people are chiming in. This is an interesting case. It is very. There's going to be a lot of moving parts. What do you mean by I can't share everything? Well, what I mean is that I'm not going to give away all the trade secrets. That's a good question, DP Info Miss. And I know you're questioning it like I have inside information. I don't have inside information, but I do know what some of the things go on and some of the forensics and some of the tricks of the trade. I won't release those. And that's what I mean by that. So thank you for putting that up and putting it out there. All right, so let's listen to Vinny a little bit. He had a long show, and he covers this. I'm just going to play a little piece of it. This is Vinny Politan from Court TV, and this was from Friday night, and it was breaking news for the time. So let me play this quickly for you guys.
I'm Vinny Politan. Great to have you with us here in Closing Arguments. We begin this hour with big breaking news. You know, we've been following the story of Naomi Irion out in Nevada. She was abducted. There were videos. There were persons of interest. There was a video of a vehicle that we're looking for. And now, just within the last hour or so, this information coming to us from the Lyon County Sheriff, okay? On March 25th, 2022, LCSO, Lyon County Sheriff's Office, and assisting agencies have taken a suspect into custody. Do you hear me? They've taken a suspect into custody. They have also impounded a pickup truck that was possibly involved. We saw a picture of that pickup truck. We are still actively searching for Naomi Irion tonight. We'll have additional information available as soon as possible. Two huge takeaways from this breaking news. One, they've got a suspect in custody, but number two, still searching for Naomi. Now, for those of you not familiar with the story and some of the facts here, here's Eric Kuzmers, Lyon County Sheriff Detective.
At 05:23 hours is her last Snapchat ping. We know that she was active on social media up until that point and active on her cell phone. At 05:24 hours, the suspect approaches Naomi's vehicle. And at 05:25 hours, Naomi's vehicle leaves the Walmart parking lot with the suspect driving the vehicle. On March 15, 2022, Naomi's vehicle is recovered, and we're currently processing all evidence with that. As you know,
let me just let you know that news conference that he's playing the audio from, the audio at the time was not good. That's not on my end. It's just the video, the feed. I think that was broadcast on Facebook Live. It was just not. It was not good. So that's not on my end. It's what was it was what he had to play.
It's been on social media that there's the way the suspect walks, his clothing description, all that stuff is imperative to leading us to a possible identification of the suspect. Here's a map provided to us from the FBI of Naomi's cell phone mapping images, basically showing that she was active at the Walmart parking lot between 05:09 a.m. and 05:25 a.m. Lyon County, with assistance of the Washington County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue, Lyon County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue has conducted multiple searches through the air and on the ground looking for Naomi. Please contact us if anybody knows somebody who has access to the vehicle that we're looking for. It's a 2020 or newer 2500 or 3500 high country model. It's dark in color. If you know somebody who has that vehicle or has access to that vehicle during this time frame, please reach out to us. Because Naomi's 18 years old. She's approximately 5'11", approximately 240 pounds. She had brown hair and green eyes. She has a septum piercing and piercings in both of those nostrils. She also has a smiley face tattoo on her ankle when we got her ankle. And she was last seen with a dark colored purse. The images that have been previously released show her clothing description of blue canvas on a shirt. She also had an iPhone on her person, AirPods, and she's known to carry a fidget spinner. Our suspect that we released the videos and images of is an adult male, approximately 6 feet in height, and the clothing description speaks for itself in the videos.
Okay, now let me go through some of the other developments that occurred before the breaking news tonight. Yesterday at 1:25, the Lyon County Sheriff's Office released photos of a car. Let's take a look at it, okay? Because this could be very significant. They said it was in the Walmart parking lot moments before Naomi's abduction. Four-door sedan enters the East Walmart parking lot approximately 5:15 a.m. on March 12th. The vehicle drives around the median on the east side before parking at the southeast corner of the Walmart building. The vehicle is parked with the headlights on, and the suspect walks directly in front of that vehicle. So whoever in that vehicle is seeing the suspect. Well, then Thursday at 5 p.m., through your help, the Lyon County Sheriff releases this information. Through your help, we have identified the vehicle and the occupants in the Walmart video minutes before Naomi was abducted, and the investigation continues. So I am wondering if on Thursday at 5 p.m. you release information that you've identified someone who was right there, potentially witnessing the suspect, witnessing what happens. You finally are able to identify them, and now today they've taken a suspect into custody. Big developments here. So let's bring in our guests. Joining me in Clearwater, Florida, private investigator.
So that was a good look at the complete, what the events that led up to where they are now in this case, and more people, potential suspects or witnesses may be brought in, because do we know if this guy acted alone? Did he have somebody there to help him do any kind of transfers? Were there more than one person involved in this? And I feel strongly that this was not a crime of chance. I feel that he definitely stalked her in, either sometime before or leading up to this this kidnapping, and potential this case could develop into a murder case sooner than later. We hope and pray that it doesn't, but it's not looking good right now. So there's so many what ifs and so many possibilities. This guy, I'm not going to show his face. We all know that on Friday, Troy Driver, 41, from Fallon, North Nevada, is charged now with kidnapping. He potentially in the past had some type of criminal history where at the age of 17, he murdered a drug dealer, is what's being alleged. I haven't been able to confirm that. When he was 17 years old, and potentially did 12 years in prison. Well, in my eyes, if you've taken someone's life, even if you're a first timer, there should be no getting out of jail after 12 years. That's pitiful. And if that happened, shame on the criminal justice system for allowing this murderer to be able to come out and potentially commit another similar act. And we don't know what happened to Naomi. We're trying to find out what happened to her. And it's heartbreaking, to look at her family, to see the looks on her mom's face and her sister. Sister's got a TikTok account, and on TikTok, she speaks about her sister in a lot of, a lot of videos. She mentions her name. She wants her name to be out there. So if you guys are first time coming on in to this live stream, I am a retired New York City police detective with 20 years of law enforcement. If you like everything true crime related from a police perspective, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you'll get all things when Crime Time with DutyRon is live and covering cases. We give you a police perspective. We give you the investigator's bird's eye view, and that's what we have to offer here on Crime Time with DutyRon. Follow me on all social media, one word, DutyRon, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and now on TikTok, all one word, DutyRon. So tomorrow night, probably around 9 p.m. Eastern, Ed Wallace and I will be going live to talk about this case and to give you the forensics standpoint. Give the forensic standpoint of what is going to be happening behind the scenes and what the potentials are for evidence recovery. We don't know what they've recovered, but we're going to go from A to Z on things to look at inside a car where someone was abducted and kidnapped, and a potential crime committed therein. So this will be an opportunity for you guys to get educated on the crime scene. CSI. Ed Wallace again has 24 or 27 years in the New York City Police Department, and he was a crime scene investigator. Ed Wallace, this is right up his alley. When I told him about it this morning that we're going to cover this case, he was like, all right, excellent. So I sent him some information, and he is going to be doing his little bit of a dive into it to see what he comes up with. Thank you, everyone, for all the accolades in the chat. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the new subscribers. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you, Miss Donna Marie. Thank you for that. I hope he talks and tells where she is, says Hill 65. And you heard her mom say, you need to come forward and talk to us. You need to tell us where my daughter is, because the anguish, the mental anguish, the horror that the mom and the anger that she is showing us, the world, is what any parent would be going through. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. That's what I have to say. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. It's a terrible situation. Emily, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Emily, one of my really, really long-time subscribers and friends. Emily's been with me, I think, since the beginning, since 3 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, Emily, but you've been around for a long, long time. So Richella and Pete Pranzo, Lieutenant Pete, retired New York City Police Lieutenant. They're parked and they're popping in and out of stores. Thank you so much for being here. Alicia B, always appreciated. Your input is just tremendous, and I know that you appreciate it. Lynn Arthur, thank you for being a channel member. I read it in 1980. Actually helped me to protect myself against a stalking victim. Yeah, there you go. Slack 2011 sends in a $5 super chat with a beautiful picture of her dog. Looks like a lab. Thank you for your continued service. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for that. Teresita Hillis says, so glad you're covering this case. Sending you and Ed much respect. Thank you. Much respect back. All right, so this is a look at what potential skin cancer looks like on my head, and I'll do a turnaround so you can see the back. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Right there. And then another spot they took off of my arm. Where is it? Up here. Where is it? Right there. I don't know why I can't. You can see it better now. So that's the spot that they took off my arm. So 3 pieces of skin removed by my dermatologist. Stay out of the sun, people. Sun is not our friends, especially if you're light skin like me. Boxing MMA is checking in all the way from Ireland. Good to see you, Vanita. Thank you for joining. Who else is here? Jennifer Nobles is here as well. Good to see you, Jen. Bakersfield, that's she's ground zero for the boys. Lucretia is here. Joy, the Joy Catcher. Always great to see you. Thank you, guys. A week from today, yes, Pam. Pamela says the cancer. Exit cancer. Sorry, DutyRon. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. A week from today, I will be at the Gabby Petito fundraiser, the golf outing. It's a fundraiser for, let me know if you guys could see this good. It's at Top Shelf Golf in Holtzville. I believe the address is right here. A week from today, it's for the Gabby Petito Foundation. They are going to help people search for the missing and also domestic violence education. So there it is. I'm not sure if that's coming across good, but let me know in the chat if you guys can see this good. My face is being blocked out, so I can't see the screen. Let me know if I got it good. I'm trying to. Okay, I think that might be good. Can see top shelf. All right, good. So I will be here. There's the date, Sunday, April 3rd. That's next Sunday. And I'm just going to be I'm not going to be golfing. I'm going to just go there for the buffet and some wine and beer. And I'm going to be chatting with Nicole and Jim and Joe and the family. If I'm able to do a live event from there, I will do a live event so you guys can see the fundraiser. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that kind of content. Let me know down below. For those of you who are, hold on a second. Hold on. For those of you who send me cute little knickknacks and doodads, I wanted to show you Fiber Floozies Crafts. That's Jill. She has her own YouTube channel. She sent me a bunch of really cute things, but she sent me this really nice sticker. I want to show you this. So I'm hoping that comes across good. So on my DutyRon way, I put this Fiber Floozies Crafts. Can you guys see that? Yeah. So thank you, Jill, for I proudly display this in my YouTube studio. Fiber Floozies Crafts. Everyone should go over and subscribe to her. I love her. She is adorable, I tell you. So there we go. You know, I always get these little trinkets in my PO box. People send me little things and stuff, and it's great. Matt Sully sent me this. This is the NYPD 9/11 commemorative patch. I'll show you this from Matt Sully. So he sent this beautiful embroidered patch remembering September 11th, and it says "Never Forget," and it shows the police flag with the blue line through it. It's a patch that you can actually sew onto a uniform. I mean, it's too big for that, but I proudly display this in my studio. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that, brother. He's a good man, that Matty Boy Sully. He also bought me this sign that says "You Police." Matt bought me that, and Joey Brooklyn had this flag made. It's a big wooden American flag, and I have that. It's not centered into my my shot, but I'm gonna make that a little bit more visible and change things up. This is my promotion to detective plaque that I proudly display, and then our YouTube 100,000 subscriber mark. So that's a great thing that I display in my studio. Behind me here, I'll show you quickly. I don't think I have enough mic, but I got a bunch of mugs here that people send me. You guys are going to recognize this mug. Hold on. Red, White, and Bethune. And it says here, you can be anything you want to be when you want to. You can be anything you want to, just don't be an asshole. So that's from Red, White, and Bethune. That's part of their merch. So Jen and Kyle sent that to me. I like that. It's a pretty good coffee mug. Thank you, Jen. And this is the DutyRon merch mug. This is available on the DutyRon store. Picture of the NYPD detectives plaque. And here is another mug from Allegedly Guilty from our friend Joe Murray. Allegedly Guilty. So thank you guys for sharing that. Greatly appreciated. Never necessary, but I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys. Anne-Marie Rubenecker says, I love my mug. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So circling back, Naomi Irion, missing since March 12th of 2022, around the Reno, Nevada area from a Walmart parking lot. Investigators are working hard behind the scenes to try to make a recovery and find her. Again, it's so important that we understand that behind all of the victims are their families. And we see her mom, we see her brother, we see her sister pleading with the public. You know, we need the public's help to bring attention to Anybody who has a sighting or saw something or knows something about this perpetrator, the perp Troy Driver, 41, who is a sick, evil monster. I use those words often because they're fitting for people who stand. It's been alleged that he was obviously the abductor of Naomi, but I use that sick, evil monster term quite a bit because it's very fitting for these people who commit these types of heinous crimes. And sick, evil monsters walk amongst us. So I am having to tell you, as a law enforcement professional, please, please, please be careful of your surroundings, ladies and gentlemen. This just doesn't go for the ladies, but women, unfortunately, you're more susceptible to these types of crimes. So I'm begging and pleading with all of the women out there, from a retired law enforcement professional. Be aware of your surroundings. Situational awareness can be the difference between life and death. And I don't mean to say that so strong and scary, but that is the freaking truth. The difference between life and death could be your situational awareness and being aware of your surroundings. Get those eyes and make sure your peripheral vision is always activated. Lock your doors in your house and your car, but don't feel like you're completely safe. Just because you have the lock set doesn't mean someone can't come up with a crowbar and break your window and can come right into your car. But if you see them coming up with the crowbar, it could give you an opportunity, especially if your car is running, to put it in drive and drive the hell off. So if you're not seeing the person coming up with the crowbar or with some type of object to get into your car, a gun, they have the element of surprise and you don't. So that's the important part that we need to speak about when we come and talk about these cases. Slack 211, thank you for becoming a channel member. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Pamela says it really well. She says, excellent advice. Pay attention, everyone, when you're out in the world. It's so dark today. It's been dark for a long time, but it's getting darker as we speak. You can never leave your guard down. When you leave your guard down for just a minute, that's when these perpetrators, that's when they act on an opportunity. In some of the investigations and interrogations that I've done, it's chilling to tell you this, but I'm going to say it. A lot of these criminals say to me, as a detective, as a law enforcement professional interviewing them, the reason that they selected their victim is because they weren't paying attention. And I'm not just saying that to say it, but I've heard that more times than I want to tell you, that these perpetrators are like, he or she made it easy for me. I felt that they were an easy target. If someone's staring me in the eyes, this is perpetrators talking. If someone's staring me in the eyes, then they can identify me. I don't want to target that person, especially if they're going to do something like rob you or rape you and leave you still alive. If they're going to kill you, then it doesn't matter. But sometimes when you make eye contact with someone, even though you are scared to do that, you might be scared to do it, it could be some of the best defenses that you use. So think about it. Think about that, folks. All right. So this is a preview for tomorrow night's show on crime scene investigation and evidence recovery in regards to the Naomi Irion case. Again, 18 years young. We hope and pray for a good result for her. I want to say a special thank you to the channel members, the moderators, the Patreon supporters, and all of my replay viewers. If you're a replay viewer, I value you tremendously. I want to say thank you to letting, for those of you who can't give Super Chat because of financial situations, I understand that. But watching the videos and letting the ads play are so important. That's a way for you to support this great community without digging into your purse or your pocketbook or your wallet. So watching the videos and letting the ads play before and after and sometimes during. I know a lot of times YouTube puts 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 ads on the videos. I have it selected so it does it automatically. So just let them run, walk away from it, come back, or if you can't, just let it run for the 30 seconds and then hit skip. I'd rather you not do that, but if you do that, that's fine. I know some of the commercials like 2 hours or 23 minutes or 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Anyways, whatever support you give, it's so much appreciated. I appreciate you guys. You're tremendous YouTube supporters. I love yous. I respect yous. I do not take you for granted, and I thank you for taking out the time to listen to me, a seasoned detective from the largest municipal police department in the United States. Let me say that again because I stumbled over my words. A retired detective from the largest municipal police department in the United States. That's the New York City Police Department. I served over 20 years in that department, over 10 years as a detective. So, guys, a lot of love and respect from my house to yours. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their families. And right now, they need us now more than ever. The folks affected in Nevada, the Irion family, Naomi, her mom, sister, brother, and all the extended family and the folks out there searching. Be safe. Be careful if you're out there searching. We love you. We thank you. Oh, and by the way, on the search, I had a conversation with Dave Rader. He may join us tomorrow night, too, to talk about the importance of evidence collection with searching. So Dave Rader might be joining. So make sure you, when I schedule that live stream, make sure you get on in there and hit the reminder for that. I'll see you guys on the next one. Love and respect from DutyRon. Have a great Sunday.